Hello everyone, I'm Ghost Prime. Enough about me. Let's take a look at Kingdom Inferno. Now, this guy is a repaint, retool of Grapple, and we knew he was coming. You know, this isn't a surprise. I took actually longer than I thought to make him. That was more of a surprise to me, in Kingdom instead of Earthrise. However, he's very, very good. There's a few things that I would change, but overall, really just really captures the character very well. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. Alright, first off, let's take a look at the box for Inferno. Just gotta go over this really quick, just because he's got some really nice artwork. I do like these Kingdom boxes with the artwork on here. They look just gorgeous. Just some really nice artwork. There he is putting out some lava. I don't know, maybe he wants to walk there. Okay. However, damn good looking box. Here he is on the back. Now the gray comes up a lot lighter. All this gray silverish plastic actually looks a lot lighter on here. And I'm not sure if that was the original intention. On the side you see the Kingdom artwork. Top is an Autobot logo and the War for Cybertron logo. The bottom isn't interesting. Of course, you do get instructions, but you also get a card. And this time I got, it's hard to see, but it's the Megatron. And I don't have this card. But I bet you the next Voyager I get will have another one. And there he is up in his gladiator form. Looks like you're going back in time, not forward, I think, for that one. This is now, that was then. Either way, I do like this card. And in the packaging, you do get some accessories. You get a little fire nozzle here that actually has a peg hole in the back. You get the nozzle for his arm weapon. And you get his gun, which is exactly the same one that Grapple had. Of course, the reason we're here is the figure himself. Let's do a quick look at this guy. He definitely looks very cool. I do wish that these here were a white plastic. I don't mind the face being silver like that. I think it's got a nice head sculpt. The lenses are painted here, even though it has definitely cast in this clear. So this is still cast in a clear, but they painted the actual lights. I guess it looks okay, because otherwise it would have been dark headlights. But overall, nice detail throughout. A lot of reused parts from Grapple, as we would expect. This whole piece here in the back is new. Arms are the same. Legs are even the same. He does have hoses right here, which, oh, these are technically accessories. They come off and they're packaged separately, and you just attach them via the little peg right there. But the same waist, same hips, same feet, same front end, new head, new piece here, and these pieces here. Otherwise, he's exactly the same. He does have the back with these shorter little pegs so they don't actually break when you try to transform them, which is a welcomed addition. Overall, he's great. He's got the same articulation. And for his hand here, you can turn one of his hands around. You can stick the weapon, or the gun right there, the nozzle. You stick the other nozzle on top by his head. And then his gun. And then you pose him how you want. He does have, again, excellent posability and very tight joints. I love his feet, how you could actually kind of break it a little bit and you could get some really nice posing on his feet. Just get some really cool stances here that you just can't get anywhere else with a lot of other figures. You cannot look up and down the head just like Grapple, so he is kind of looking down a bit. But either way, he's very posable, which is appreciated for these figures. Let's get in close on one of the new features of this guy, or not new features, but new tools, is the head sculpt. I really like this head sculpt. He's got those blue eyes. It just looks really very good. They did a great job on this head sculpt. I am glad, because they've been hit or miss lately, which is really irritating. But yeah, looks pretty damn good. All right, starting out with comparisons. Here he is next to his cartoon iteration. As you can see, it's more of a stylized look than straight up cartoon accuracy on this guy, which I actually appreciate. I like the lankiness of him. It's one of the things I liked about the Generation 1. Speaking of the Generation 1, here he is next to his Generation 1 self. And they look really great. I really appreciate the throwback to the more Generation 1 styling of the character. I've always liked the Generation 1. My Generation 1 is missing all of his stickers. I am looking for a unused sticker sheet so I can sticker this guy up. But yeah, I mean, very Generation 1 reminiscent, much more so than the Masterpiece version, which is far more cartoon accurate. Now mine has been set up, my Masterpiece version has been set up to hold red alert. This one I haven't been able to get him to do. Maybe if I pose him right, I could play around with it a little bit more. But the Masterpiece version does have the white ears on the side here and the chrome nozzle. But you see this head sculpt, it's sort of its own. It is definitely a mix between the Generation 1 and the cartoon, which is the Masterpiece is slavishly accurate to the cartoon, being a bit bulkier and have more rounded features. He's being much more lean. And here he is with Grapple. So you could see here a bit of the differences. Legs are all the same. Everything's all the same. Arms are all exactly the same. Same little piece here. I really just enjoy that nice little shoulder piece. Kind of gives a good look when he raises his arm. Both of them all have that. This whole head part is completely different. Everything, as you can see there, and even kind of getting closer here. Move the camera a little bit. You can see where the pegs are much smaller on this one than this one. And they did that so they don't break off. A very welcome addition. Overall, though, it's all pretty much the same. But they look really, really good together. And on that note, if you want to see the transformation, please go check out my Grapple review. I will have a link to it down there in the comment section. So please go check it out. I'm not going to go over transformation because it is exactly the same on this guy. There's really no difference of the transformation besides flipping these back and removing this. That's the only difference you'll see in this. Again, you just remove his weapons, and I'll see you when I'm done. All right, and now that we have him transformed, you could add some of his accessories back. You could have his little nozzle right there on the ladder. His arm nozzle, much like Grapple, can fit on the side here by a little peg. So you hold it just like that. And his gun looks silly in my opinion, but you can connect it like so. Again, he doesn't roll particularly well, but he does look pretty good in his alt mode, I do say. I really, really, really like this. He's always been one of my favorite characters. You can move his ladder up. You can extend it a little further, not super far, but you can extend it. I would say overall, it's definitely worthy of his name. Because I'm not going to transform Grapple because of the aforementioned peg issue, here he is with his Generation 1 self. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty cool. Now, Generation 1, the ladder goes out much further, but it's also much more brittle, so I guess I understand why they did it that way. And he has a hose on either side, much like the cartoon, rather than just the one side on the Generation 1. However, I love that this transformation is so reminiscent of the Generation 1. I really, really just enjoy that. You see there's two little hoses, nozzles here, and you can have the two on there. Or, if you are so inclined, you can take off his gun here, keep this nozzle right there. So it's similar to the Generation 1 in that respect. Overall, I really enjoy this figure. So overall, really good. Love them. I'm glad they fixed the backpack, where the backpack goes into the feet. The little pegs are much shorter than they were in Grapple, so no real... I don't feel that they're going to break. I think that it was a good fix, and they really should have done that on Grapple, because I'm just afraid to transform that thing. This, I'm not. I wish some of these little pieces here were white instead of this gray color. I see what they're going for. He's a much darker, he's a deeper shade of red, and the gray kind of fits in with that, makes it a darker feel to the character overall rather than a lighter sort of like feel. But I think that it could have done with white instead of the gray, because you have these pieces here that would have been chrome on the G1, and these pieces would have been white on the G1. This would have been chrome, and they sort of just stuck it all into one color. They kind of blended it together, said, okay, well, this is it right here. Overall, though, fantastic figure, and I highly recommend picking him up. So hit that thumbs up button, hit the thumbs down vote button if you have to. Please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon with another review.